Well, Jeff, hey, howdy. Here's a closer look at that project. The overview is I was saying that it was burning really, really good, but it wasn't consuming all of the fuel in the fount. It was actually this much fuel was left in the fount after the mantles went out. And that happened twice. I did 2 burns, and both times I had that amount of residual fuel. If it was a shot glass full of fuel or something like that, I really wouldn't sweat it. But that's just not right. It's just not good enough to have that much unburnt fuel. So my diagnosis is the pickup tube, which runs all the way down to the bottom, has some sort of a hole or a stress crack towards the bottom that allows air to get sucked up instead of fuel. Now, the pickup tubes are brass, so I know it's not a rust issue. There's nothing to worry about with rust. It's something that's physically mechanical. So this is how we're going to deal with it. As you can see, the inner diameter of the tube is pretty generous. I can slip something down there. I just happen to have a bunch of thin copper tubing that I picked up at the recycler last week. And look at that. Wait, hang on, look at that. That's almost a perfect fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the copper tube. I got a little wire brush. I'm going to brighten up the inside of that. And then when I put this tubing in, I'm going to paint about this much of it with Caswell tank sealer. And I'm going to mix it pretty hot so it'll kick quicker. And push it in. And that will seal the copper tube on the inside of the brass tube. That will allow fuel to get sucked off the bottom of the tank all the way up to the top. Now what I did on this, you can see I cut 2 little notches in it. Because if I didn't cut notches and I pushed it all the way down, that would clog it. So that's how we're going to deal with that. And it's going to work. I know. I can tell. I think. Anyway, and the other thing I was talking about was your filler cap. And I'm just pleased as punch. When I was at Ed's, I was able to pick up 4 NOS filler caps. And typically I use filler caps, and I try to brighten them up as much as I can cosmetically. But you can, I don't know if you can see this or not. Look at how crisp and bright the corners are on the original, or the NOS one. And I kind of buff these down to the point where all the dings are out, so it makes it a little smaller. Also on the inside, this you probably won't be able to see well, this had a brand new lead gasket. This one, the older lead gaskets, you got to torque them way down to make sure they seal. This one sealed up really nice. I'm really tickled pink. I got 3 more of these. I'm saving one for my son's lantern, and then the other 2, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. But anyway, so that's where we're at. I'm going to get this fixed up today. Caswell takes about 2 hours to set up. So then I'll be able to pressure test it and make sure that I'm just going to put water in and pump it just to make sure it's sucking it off the bottom. Then I'll flush it with fuel, and we'll do another test burn to make sure everything is A-okay. All right, thanks for your patience, and thanks for stopping by Camp One Dog Workshop. All right, have a good afternoon. Bye.